Okay, so after a quick little vacuum in here, I know it doesn't look like I did, but I did. This is the first board I'm going to attack. Clean this board up. All the fuses check out. They're all okay, so that's not the issue with the monitor. He said that the side works, it just, you can't see anything. And the motor in here is fine, but I can tell the belts are okay. Huh. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna do one board at a time here. Because this all over here, this all looks good. Real good, actually. Like, surprisingly good. I don't know what condition any of this is, though. Yeah, so I'm gonna start here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make note of these so I don't have to open mine downstairs. These will pretty much all line up anyways because they've been in this position for so long. And this is just for my record. These pretty much only go one way. So clip on the outside. Nothing there. So here we go with the analog to digital converter. This is what does, I believe, is just, it might be more than the steering, I'm not sure, but it might be the steering and the motor. That's probably what it is. But here's a before shot. This kind of stuff here is what I'm worried about. That stuff there. That's what I'm worried about. I mean, I can replace that. That's no problem. That one can be replaced too. I probably have them. This is a good look, good check, like that right there. I probably have one of those, but it's mostly what I'm looking for is where's the corrosion? Good Lord. That's gonna have to go. What about up under these? See, a lot of this is from getting wet, though. Yeah, see that? MB. These right here may be, oh shit, what are they? Not octocouplers. What's the word I'm looking for here? Anyways, doesn't matter. See the corrosion on that right there? That's the kind of stuff I'm worried about. This looks like it's the worst of the worst, like the board wise. Like this is the one that looks like it got the most abused, which I mean makes sense. It's right underneath the toe board. It's where you put your feet, blah blah blah. Mine wasn't in this bad a shape, but you know, as long as I can get that corrosion up, and I might have to make a few little solder dabs here and there. That to me looks like broken solder joints to me. Yeah, those look like cold solder. Where's my finger here? They might not be. That might be just a trick of the light. Just looking over it for crap. Once I get the majority of shit off here, I'll be able to tell better, but if I have to order some of those, it's no big deal. Okay. Yeah, let me get the shit off here. And we'll go from there. It doesn't look too bad. You know, the more I look at this, if this board is, and well, I mean it is, the digital analog converter for the steering wheel, you know, and the feedback board, right, the force feedback when you're driving, if that's the case, then I mean, it's no wonder the force feedback doesn't work. I mean, with the corrosion like this, I mean, on the backside, it's fine, right? But if any one of these traces that have corrosion on them, like just for example, that pin right there is not making contact anymore, or any one of these pins. If any one of these traces is bad, like no wonder. This can all be repaired though. If the gal is bad, I'll have to find somebody that has one. I might have one of those anyways. It looks to me like this side of the board to here is fine. But from this side forward, the issue lies somewhere here. I highly doubt there's anything wrong with the Z80 or the ROM. It's probably one of these corroded 74 LS 244s. There's another one right here. Nope. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's probably right in here. The issue's probably right in here. Right in here somewhere. So I removed the gal and I removed the ROM. The board's upside down from the last time you saw it. But I highly doubt that was making connection. All I can tell you right now, that resistor, this resistor and this resistor, they're shot. I mean, that's supposed to be a 4-banded resistor, and I only see 3 bands. The other band is like gone. Same as that one there. I can look at the other board and figure out what that is. That's no big deal. But these happen to be power supply chips here. They manage power supply that's coming into the board. So, I mean, yeah, if these aren't operational or not fully operational, I can definitely see how that motor's going to be like, nope. No, I'm good, bro. I'm not gonna run. I don't doubt I can find these for sale. It's no doubt if they're that bad. But all these traces in here, they're all gonna have to be checked. I may have to remove everything in this section here and redo. I can see it happening. I don't want it to, but I can see it happening. But I definitely got to get it cleaned up before I can do anything. I need to see the damage. I need to get as much of this shit off as possible. So I started removing these resistors because, yeah, I mean, they're done. And I got my replacements here. So as I'm removing these, sure enough, smells like fish oil. So what I thought was probably something spilled on it, actually turns out to be they're leaking. These caps are bad. I just did this one just because I had it readily available. I had it right here. Boom. And I'm like, let me take this cap out because I know this chip here was full of corrosion. And sure enough, as soon as I took this cap out, nothing but fish oil. So that tells me that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These caps are bad. Now, whether the bigger ones here, this one, and these two here are bad, I mean, I guess there's only one way to find out, right? It's to remove them and see what's going on. I don't really see any corrosion around here, though. Not even on the bottom. So they might be okay, but these I do not trust. Not at all. Yeah, I'd say that's bad. It's not the first time I've seen this brand of cap go bad, but that's bad. Like I can't even unsolder it. I'm gonna have to break it off. Even though I used my Heiko, and I mean it's where are we here? Sorry. Like it's okay on this side, but it is just so corroded. The flux won't penetrate it. Nothing. So she gotta go. Yeah, I'd say that's bad. So absolutely every single cap is bad. Now, if these are power regulators here, right? And this cap, I mean, just the positive and negative alone go to this chip here. And if this cap is bad and way out, no wonder the motor doesn't work and stuff. And like, I'm not saying that, guaranteed once I do this cap kit and clean all this up that it's going to work. I mean, the motor could have suffered damage, but I mean, it's no wonder it doesn't work properly. Okay, so these two have been replaced, but I'm going to have to go in. I'm going to have to remove this. This is just way too bad in here. And just for my own record here, this is a 10 microfarad 50 volt. This R3 is the 1K resistor, and this is the 2.7K resistor. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull all this here. What is that? Red, black, red? What's that? 2.7K as well? And this cap here, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull all this so I can go ahead and pull this as well, because this has leaked all in here. You can, all three of these right here I've pulled, and I might even pull these as well. Believe it or not, this was a little easier to get out than the other ones, but as soon as I start lifting this chip out, oh, you can just see. Let me focus in on there for you. You can see just how nasty. And I would not be surprised. Am I stuck there? No. Oh, yeah. Yep. So I'll put that right there for now. Let's get a good look at this. Those don't look too bad. These don't look too bad up to about right here. That, I don't know if that's just shit or what. Because I would not have been surprised if I lost a pad somewhere in here. I mean, just, especially right here. I mean, is that a pad right there? Is that a pad? I can't tell. I can't tell. I don't know if it's just crap or what. Hang on here. I don't know if that's just... It could be. Oh, I think that's just shitty solder, actually. Okay, get rid of that. Yeah, it could just be crust, actually. Yeah, a lot of this is going to have to be checked, especially right there. Yeah, there's no way that was making proper contact. Not a chance. All these are going to have to be checked. Sorry, let me zoom out of here a little bit. Yep, all this is going to have to be checked. Okay, so that's it so far. This top row here is actually not bad. They're starting to come clean. There's some very, very suspect traces and pads here. After I make sure this is clean here, I am going to remove this, all these vias. They're all going to be done. Yeah, I'm not leaving anything. Okay, so now we're going to work on this. And what we're going to do is simple. We're just going to put a little flux on these pins here. That's probably more than enough here, because it'll transfer through the braid. Yeah, that's plenty. Actually, let me grab this here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take the wick here and the iron, and we're just going to go up and down over these pins. Same on the bottom side of the pin, across here, and of course flip it over and do the same to this side. The socket is all set. As you can see at the front of the socket, I just removed the two pins so that when it sits in its spot like that, the two pins won't be there, and you'll know that obviously the chip only goes to that far. Okay, so this is making all kinds of sense now. This is, like I said, the motor probably is working, is operational in the dashboard. This via to this via is fine. This via to this resistor array right here, bad trace. This via here to this pin, I would assume pin 1, 2, 3, 4, pin 5 of this 3773, bad. This pin here, this trace to here, bad. This is why. These are the power regulators, right? This is why. These are bad. All these traces in here are bad. This is making sense. It's probably okay. The motor's probably okay. So you're probably familiar with continuity, right? Whether continuity is whether you have, like, you know, you use your multimeter, right? And you put your your probe, right, on from here to here, and you, because there's a trace here, you're going to get a beep, right? Well, I have continuity from here to here, but from here to here, I don't. You can see the trace is running here, right? Believe it or not, this right here is fine. This trace is fine. If I put my probe here and touch here, I get a beep. All the way down, I get a beep all the way to right here. Even though it looks like I'm on the pad, if I put the probe here to here, I get nothing. But if I put the probe from here right to the very edge of this trace, right here, I get a beep. So right here, this trace to this pad is broken. And I mean, well, you can see how small this tip is, how big that tip is, right? And I mean, believe it or not, that right there is broken. You can see the corrosion right here. That pad was lifted off because of the corrosion, and it doesn't meet this pad anymore. Even though this right here looks the same, right? It's not. This is making contact. But right here, right from this via to this trace, there's nothing. Okay, so that's pretty much the best she's gonna get. She's a lot cleaner. A lot cleaner. I was pulling just massive amounts of corrosion off these pins, and I don't want to push them any further. I just don't want to push them any further. I mean, they look good. There's a little bit of corrosion left on some of the pins, but like I said, I do not want to push these any further. Okay, and as for these power supply management ICs, I'm going to do my best to save these. Yeah, that's rough. Finding a replacement for these is not easy, especially the same kind. So yeah, that looks like a pad. What pad would that be? That's probably, let's see here, that's pin 1. So pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So pin 6. Pin 6. So it's that one right there. It's that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's that pad right there, which is okay because the actual trace is on the bottom there. But that's just, you know, that's just how corroded they were. I'm going to try to save these. Hopefully I can do the same thing I did to the Z80 here. I just hope that corrosion here, especially like on like that pin there and that pin there, hopefully that has not crept up into the IC and on the bond wires, but it, who knows, it might have. Those won't be too bad, but that, yeah, that doesn't look fun. And that one there, which is what, pin 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pin 7. Yeah, that's not nice. Well, I believe that was a good idea to try and save them, because honestly, they don't look too bad now. They don't look bad at all compared to what they did. Whew. Where am I here? I mean, they don't look too bad at all. I mean, besides some pitting on, well, really, it's only the one pin here, which is 5, 6, 7, which is pin 7 there, and that is, yeah. Yeah, actually, I think those came out really well. Whether they work or not, I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to socket them anyways, just in case. just in case I got to try to find a replacement. I would really, really hate to have to go on Fleabay and try to find these. But yeah, that looks good. Okay, so after finishing up with that NBA Jam soundboard, we're back to this control board out of the Daytona. Sorry, it's a little early. So I'm literally working on trace repairs on this because it's that bad. I got all the caps and everything for this board and for the other side player too. Let me lock the focus here for you guys. Sorry. I had to remove this 139, this LS 130 or HC, sorry, HC 139, and I just was like, okay, well, let me just test it. You know what I mean? Like, let me just test it, and sure enough, it's bad. Wow, I didn't expect that. Not at all did I expect that. So yeah, this HC 139 here, she's bad. Oh, good thing I tested it, but that's gonna also make me want to test all these. I mean, he did say that the motor didn't work in the Daytona, and well, I mean, this is this is probably why. It's gonna make me want to check all of these. Wow, that sucks. Wow, I tell you, these caps have just made an absolute mess. It's so funny that I'm going from one board that was the same way to another board that's like this, just from leaky caps. I mean, every pad, like, you can just see how bad these traces are eating away. Where's my pointer here? Like, just for example, through the R and the 3. Where's my pointer here? Like, I have continuity now from here to this point, but obviously look at the pad just eating away, right? Same thing here. It's eating away right here. And there's literally nothing I can do about it except for scrape all this off. They are all like that. Majority of them are like that. These ones actually came out clean, right? But I mean, they're just missing part of the pad and having to do these trace underneath. Even like this whole trace is gone. This whole trace is gone. I'd literally just put this here as a placeholder to go from this via underneath with a piece of K&R wire to here, just so I know where that is. It's 5 in, but I just keep it there as a placeholder so I know where I'm connecting this wire once I put the socket down for the Z80. This is just, wow, bad. So I have literally been at this for hours. And I mean, just just the amount of work in this area here has taken hours to get the corrosion off and to make sure that all the traces are okay. I mean, just removing this jumper section here, where the jumper was, you can see in the beginning of the video just how bad this section was, like the actual jumpers themselves, which of course I can't find. I don't know where I put them, but you'll see in the beginning just how bad this area was. I cannot believe just how bad these caps right here are. The only these three, 1, 2, and 3, these electrolytics are the only ones in this area. Because if these right here would have leaked this way, then you would assume that these would be just horrendous. And they're not that bad, right? They weren't as bad as this section down here. Let's lock that there. So this cap here is just a ceramic cap across here. The only electrolytics were 1, 2, and 3 in this area. Like I replaced that resistor and this resistor and this resistor. You know, we cleaned these in the beginning. Went through and made sure all these traces are okay. We're missing a trace here that's got to be done from the underline, from underneath, because it goes to one of the CPU's vias through holes here. So I got to make the trace repair on the other side because the socket's got to go in, because I'm using a socket for it, just in case I need to remove it. I wish I knew where that jumper was. Where did I put that? I can't remember. Anyways, so these 3 electrolytic caps literally did all this damage. All of this damage here. All of it. Like just these 3 electrolytics. So these 2 have changed. I've got another one ready for that one there. I just haven't put it in yet because I still got to go through some of these traces here to make sure they're okay. But, you know, just getting this area alone prepared has taken me like 2.5 hours. Okay, this section actually turned out really, really good right in here. I had to get a new cap. I had to find a new cap. The other one's leg just rotted right off. Like, it was just, the one leg was toast. So all the resistors, all the caps in, these caps in. Look, you can actually remove the jumper and put the jumper in. I had to sand those down and get them under control there. Everything has continuity here. Everything's nice and clean under here. I'm actually going to change these caps. I don't like the brand of these. These are off brands and I don't like them. I just don't like them. As for that, can we turn this off for a second here? As for everything else, I probably should have showed you that before that, but everything else here is good to go. I'm going to start repopulating this area here. Everything seems to be going okay. It's just very tedious and time consuming to get rid of all the crap in here. This is going to have to be replaced too. This one's going to have to be replaced. This one can probably be clean. That's probably savable. But this one is probably not savable. That's probably going to be rotten too. But like all the traces underneath, they're all nice and clean. Like this now. Yeah, see, I don't like these brands. I don't know why, but whatever. I checked this, it is good. I found a 139 that I have, and it checks out good. I can't even show you because I took it off, but I still got to replace the gal here. Still got to replace the socket here for the ROM chip. But yeah, slowly making my way this way. This right here is where I'm going to start to get afraid, because this is pretty nasty here. Pretty nasty, and I know that's going to be bad. I probably don't have any continuity of anything in here. And that literally is just, I think it came from this cap. This has already been replaced. I don't know if it went this well. I think these came down this way. This one, believe it or not, didn't leak. That didn't leak at all. This doesn't look too bad. That'll probably be alright, but this here, that area right there, that's gonna be tough. I know it. But we'll just keep marching forward. I mean, it's not pretty, but it does get the job done. I do have continuity all over the place. I repaired, excuse me, I have literally repaired every trace here, literally every trace here. Like, I can understand why this motor control board didn't work. I mean, it's so easy to see why. I mean, there were just broken traces everywhere. Like I said, I literally had to repair every trace in this area. And I haven't even made it up here to get rid of these caps yet. It doesn't look bad. I mean, I'm sure I can, this will be a lot easier to do than this section here. Literally from this point here, all around here was just, they were bad. And like, and here, just falling apart. But all new caps, all these have been fixed and replaced. Drop my pointer. Like I said, cap's been replaced. This cap, these resistors here, all the traces, the socket, because this wasn't in a socket before, but it is now. So now I'm just going to slowly work my way this way and get rid of these caps here. I've already replaced this cap and this cap, but all this needs to be replaced. This needs to be replaced. These ones here, all along here, need to be replaced. I mean, this one's damn near falling off. Literally damn near falling off. Let's see if I can get you in there and see that. Like, this is the kind of stuff I'm working with. Like, this is damn near broken right off. But that was literally all over the place here. And I wanted to remove the gal and the ROM here because, like, I know it was starting to leak all over the place here. Literally all over the place. This has me a little worried. This in here, and I believe that's from this cap here that I've replaced. Now, this is all clean and everything, but I may have to remove this and put all this back. But I'm afraid if I do, I'm gonna lose these pads, and if I do, that's just gonna be trace repair after trace repair after trace repair. Like, I'm a little worried about that. But I mean, that's what it's going to take to get this thing up and running again. It's what it's going to take. I mean, obviously, first I'll clean it all up and do continuity checks between everything. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. Okay, let me turn the light on this one here. So I have literally worked myself all this way up the board, blah, 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 right? So now we're here. So I think my only course of action here, because like I said in the last clip, this is really bad, right? This is bad. This is bad. A lot of this is bad, right? And the first couple of traces I checked here, they're bad. Not bad as in they don't have continuity. In fact, it was almost impossible to get continuity because there's so much corrosion. I don't know if that's really coming up on camera, but I mean, as you can tell when I zoom in, I mean, there is just crap in there, and you can see how bad, just how bad this is here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out the fiberglass pen. Whether or not this is the right way to do this or not, I'm not sure. What I'm trying to avoid is having to remove these chips. I'm just going to see how much I can get cleaned up on the pins and around the pins here, and then go through and start checking for continuity. I don't really see, I mean, I know it's underneath these traces here, but everything seems to check out around here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start right now. I'm going to start getting in here, and in here, and around here, and see what I can do. If it starts to go the wrong way, I'm going to stop instantly. Okay, that actually looks much better. all around, it looks much, much cleaner. That fiberglass brush, I mean, that's like 3 or 4 times over, and I mean, it's black. So yeah, that works. That'll at least give me a good connection between my meter probes and, you know, each contact here. These are not so bad anymore after cleaning them up. The pads around here, yeah, they still look kind of bad, but they're not. Not really bad, and this is the reason why I wanted to do that, because I need to check this kind of stuff here. But after scraping the corrosion off, I mean, a lot of it did come off. As you can tell, like, I've had to cut this twice because it was just getting so black. I'm going back and forth on this, but it did help a lot. So now I feel confident that I can go through this. And make sure every single one of these is fine. What is it, 100? Is it 100 pin? 50, 80, 100, yes. So yeah, this fiberglass pen is the way to go on this. Get you locked in here. Okay, so I've done, obviously, this chip here. And I've done this side and this side. And you can tell just by looking at this side and this side that I haven't done this side or this side. So I just want you to take a visual reference of what these look like and then what they look like after. Okay, so that's one of the custom chips, and that's the other one, and as you can see, that's much, much better. I don't want to take this any further because I got a feeling that if I do, I'm going to start breaking these traces right here, right here, right here, and, well, here and here. So these ones seem to be okay. Let me lock that focus for you. And these ones seem to be okay, but there's just some right here I just don't trust, and I have continuity between the top of the pin and these vias here, so I'm going to leave that there. And same as this one, I don't want to take this any further because I have continuity between everything here, and I'm afraid that if I keep going, I'm going to break the trace just after the pad here, so I'm going to stop right there. Okay, so I removed this socket here, and boy am I glad I did, because these were rough. I'd used the rework station because there was just no way I was getting through the bottom of this board to the top and getting rid of the solder. Now, the pads actually turned out really well. I didn't lose any. The traces are okay, but there was just so much corrosion on the top side, the solder side here, or sorry, the non-solder side here. All right, just where the solder flowed through, it was so corroded that the Heiko 301 wasn't making it through. So I had to remove it with the rework hot air machine. So there's the socket, and this is the bad pin here. All right, but actually there's a lot of bad pins here, and this is why it had to come. Not on this side, not really on this side. This side seems to be okay. Yeah, that side seems to be okay. It's all on this side, and that is where the worst corrosion was up here, all obviously, right? So I don't have another 32 pin socket, dip socket, so I'm actually going to try something here, and if it works, I'll show you what it is. Okay, so I put a little gel-like solution on that. Let's see if we can get this in the light here. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but I think it's already working. But I won't be able to tell until I let it sit for a good 20 minutes here. Hopefully this will work. If not, I'll have to replace the socket. You should anyways, but you know, I figured, well, I don't have another 32 pin dip socket, so like right on hand. So what I'll do is I will just try this and just see what happens. So actually, I think that worked out quite well. So what I used was a little bit of rust remover just to see if I could get in there and get that out, and it did, and it worked. The metal looks rough, but I mean, I have instant continuity from here to the ram here, like instant. No having to wiggle the probe around, or you know, or be specific right here on the edge. Nope, right here. So that's beep, beep, all the way through. And I kind of forgot that these two pins here don't really matter. The ROM itself, which we'll get it in right now, even though it's a 16 pin dip, right? The chip itself isn't. So yeah, that works for me. And okay, just for shits and giggles, right? The bad pin was 4 across. So literally, well, we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure your meter's on. I don't know which one it goes to, but it does. I'm not exactly sure which one it is. Or even if it goes there, it might go to a different one here. That goes to... I guess I should have paid attention to that. Where does that one go? Well, it's got to be right here anyway. It's got to be. Hang on here. 1 second. Let me pop that out again. It's got to be somewhere. I just don't exactly remember. Where does that go? There, right there. Okay, so that's that pin there. I know it went to one of them. I just couldn't remember which one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, really? Oh, might help if you actually touch the pin, Aaron. Instant. So yeah, that works for me. Or does it? Am I not? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. That's the socket I'm touching, isn't it? Yeah, that's not the pin. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. Yeah, hang on a second here. Hang on a second. Yeah, that's... the socket is fine. What is going on here? I cleaned this pin. It's that pin right there. You can see there's still a little bit left on it. Right, but I mean it's fine. Why am I not? Probably because while repairing it, I pushed that pin out, didn't I? I did, didn't I? And this is why you should buy new sockets right here. I mean, yep, this is exactly why you should buy new sockets. And I probably did this for nothing. Yeah, because that pin is dead on. Dead on. Dead on. But this one really, 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 really. That's not good. So is it something stupid going on here? Do I have continuity from the bottom of this pin to the top? I do, no problem. No problem whatsoever. So it is this. There's gotta be something blocking it here. But I cleaned that out. I know I did. Because I have continuity from right here to right here easily. Boom. Boom, on both sides. Both sides of the double wipe socket. Now why is this, when I put the chip in, is it literally pulling it away? So, yes, we're okay. Yes, we're okay. Yes, we're okay. And we're not okay. That's the socket. That's the socket. That's not the pin on the chip. So I've got a connection issue between the chip and the socket. The chip and the socket, because everything's fine on the chip itself and everything seems to be fine from here to here. And like I said, everything is okay from here to here. No problem whatsoever. And there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's from the top of the pin right down to the leg. And like I said, I have continuity from literally here to here easily. What happens? Is there something down in the socket that's not good? What happens if I just barely put the chip in? Do I still have continuity from here to here? I do. Do I have continuity from here to here? No. No. So it's not deep in the socket. It literally is the socket itself. Hang on here. I may have a quick little fix here. Should you do this? No. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stick an old component leg in there. You can see that. An old component leg in there for half a second. And just so we know, I do have continuity from there to... So yeah, it is. I mean, that is in there. That is in there all the way. And I'm getting no issue. None whatsoever. From there to there. But why, when I put this in... Now, if I have continuity from the edge of this, from this component leg, I'm going to be... I do. Oh, but... I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is the socket for sure. Now, do I have it from the top of the pin all of a sudden? I do. I do. So it is the socket. When a leg goes into it, it gets grumpy. Yep. So, give me 2 seconds here. Okay, I cut that down a little bit. So, do we have from here to the top of this? Yep. Now, do I have it on the leg of the chip? And I do. I don't know if you can tell that, but I'm not touching that. That's touching it. That's not. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can get you in here. Yeah, so it's definitely the socket. So I was literally just touching just from this side. I was literally just touching the edge like that of the pin. I was more touching this one than I was that one, just like that. So it is the socket. Let's see if I can leave that in there. So it's this one here. This is going to be impossible with two hands. Absolutely impossible. I say that as I go to do it. Can we back out of that just a little bit? Just so I can show you I am not touching. I'm not touching that at all. And I will touch that pad there. And see, I am not. Oop. Of course. But I am not touching that component leg, which is right there. So yes, I do. So it is the socket. That sucks. I mean, I could pull one of these pins and swap it with that, but that sucks. For now, this board's done. I mean, that was the last part. If I have to get a new socket, I don't care. I don't care. I'll just do it. I'll just remember that I have that little issue. And then other than that, this is done. Finally done.